There are 10 possible moves on chess.com that you can get, from a blunder all the way to a brilliancy, and technically 11 since there's a mismove, but I know this because I just looked it up on google.com, and we have 10 moves here. They don't include the force move, but that is technically the secret 11th move. And the chances of getting this in one single game is 1 in 500,000 if it's a rapid game. And I know this because ChatGPT said that. 0.0002% chance of happening in a rapid game. So it's super rare. However, someone recently messaged me on Discord and said, I got all possible moves from brilliant, blunder, missed to forced move, etc., etc. They also spelled etc. wrong there. Now, we're going to be looking at this game to see if they actually did and how this game went for them. Now, it does say they ended up winning, but this is the game we're going to be looking at versus Rozzy Gaming, 700 elo, and Arthur, who's around 600. There's already a big rating difference, but we're going to see how he plays the opening, how he gets every single one of these moves, allegedly. Starting off with a nice e4 book move, and his opponent does another book move, knight moves out. So he got the book move so far. There's a good move, and all right, good move. Then he gets an excellent move with queen takes f3. So far in the first 5 minutes of the game, he already took down 3 of the 10 moves that he's needed. And yeah, so far everything's looking good. Oh, okay, that's a mistake by his opponent. And Rozzy Gaming does not take advantage. The thing was, if he played bishop b5 and then the opponent blocks, you just take this pawn, boom, boom. And then after you take the bishop, you just pick up this free pawn here. And you're just winning. You're up 2 points of material in the first 9 moves of the game. Or if your opponent doesn't block with the bishop here, but blocks with a pawn, blocks with the pawn, then you just take, check, and now you just pick up the rook too. And you're just absolutely winning. And yeah, that's the tactic he missed. But for a 700, that's kind of a high level tactic. And he does just end up getting the missed move from that. So he gets another one of the moves he needs. Anyways, moving on through the opening, knight comes out. We go here. Okay, there's his mistake. He takes with a bishop. He should take with a knight because if knight takes back, you get this nice little fork. You're attacking this pawn twice with your bishop and your queen. And you're also threatening checkmate here. So his opponent's best move is just go here. You just take that pawn, and you're up another point of material in the first few moves of the game. Going back, though, Rozzy Gaming makes the mistake of taking with his bishop. Knight takes. He's still up 1 point of material, so it's not terrible for him. He does have a lot of development. His king can castle. He's doing pretty well. For some reason, he puts the king in check. I don't think that's a good move, but who knows. Here, he should definitely just capture his knight, and then after trading off everything, castle. This is just a beautiful position. He's up a point of material. It's basically the end game now. He could move out his bishop to a nice square. He could push his pawns. Everything is looking good if he does that. But I don't think, he doesn't choose to do that. He just goes back. Does not simplify. Now here, I would just say he can castle and be all right. He can develop more of his pieces. Everything will be fine. But here he doesn't. He pushes this pawn. And that just allows this move, which I'm pretty sure his opponent does do. Now he has to move his queen somewhere safe. He has to move his king somewhere safe. Things are not looking good for him. And he doesn't do either. He gets the blunder. That is the blunder. And his queen is now gone because of this rook pin to his king. This bishop is now pinning his knight to his king. Things are not looking good for Rozzy Gaming. I'm thinking he won't come back from this, but you guys already know he does end up winning this game, so we'll see how he comes back. He sacrifices his queen for the rook, definitely his best move, since his queen is going to die anyway. Okay, he's put in check again. He's playing good moves now, but yeah, this pawn gets pushed up. I would want him to move his king somewhere safe because it's still pinned behind the bishop, and the bishop literally can do nothing because the king's stuck behind it. But yeah, the pawn takes, rook takes. This is actually a pretty good square for the rook because if this rook could come over, it'll be pretty powerful on that file. It could probably do a lot of stuff. King moves up. Okay, yeah, I don't like that move either. We get a check. I guess Arthur's just trying to throw this guy in check and attack him, but the king is actually surprisingly safe here since there's only the queen's pinning this bishop, and if the king just sidesteps, he should be all right. Oh, there we go. The other rook moves over, now threatening this file. Unfortunately, the bishop is there. So to get rid of that bishop, I would like maybe f4, f5. The only thing is if this rook comes over, it might be a little bit scary for the white king. And yeah, he does drop a pawn. But now these pawns can come up the board. Okay, we get g5. This rook comes over. And yeah, now things are getting a little bit scary for the white king here. Since this bishop is still pinned, by the way. Finally, he unpins the bishop. I actually really like that move. Queen comes over. Doesn't actually do a whole lot because this doesn't really do anything except just threatens the pawn. This doesn't do anything, right? He can't go here, so queen d7 doesn't do a whole lot. We get a check, very nice check. It also blocks off this file where the two pieces are stacked up. And yeah, this is actually, I really like that move. We get this. Now, the computer wants you to take here, but I don't know. I like this seems like a good move, even if the computer doesn't like it. This seems like a really good move since it forks these two pieces, but computer says no. We get the pawn takes, which I think is fine. And now king moves over here. Now we see Razi Gaming unlocking his full potential 9,000 IQ. Brilliant. Rook sacrifice on h7. I genuinely think he didn't see that the bishop couldn't capture it, but you know what? Maybe he did. Oh, okay, the bishop doesn't capture it anyways. That's kind of sad. The thing was, if the bishop did capture, rook captures, this king has to go somewhere, and then you take the queen. And now you're actually doing fine. You have this nice passed pawn, literally one move away from the promised land. You can take here, yeah. Everything is looking good. This bishop is protected by the pawn. Your king can come up. You're just winning the game now. So his opponent also forgot that he had a bishop here and just moved his king. So now we got a free queen. Things are looking amazing for Razi Gaming here. He's up 3 points of material now. He has a rook and bishop and just way more pawns. And now he's pushing his pawn. I mean, he's just winning now, so even though that is a mistake, it doesn't even matter. He can actually just promote here, which he does to a rook. It doesn't matter what he promotes to, it's going to get captured anyways. So yeah, there we go. And now he just has a rook versus bishop, and he also has a bishop. This is just over. Now I think Razi Gaming just needs a forced move here, and he gets it right there. There's a forced move. King a7 is the only forced move. And then we get, I mean, he could just take the bishop, or I think this is checkmate in one. And then, yeah, there's definitely checkmate around here somewhere. The king has nowhere to go. As long as he doesn't stalemate, this should be an easy victory. And yeah, there we go. He does find the checkmate. And now we're going to check the game review and see if he actually got every single move. We know he did get a brilliancy. That was kind of a sad brilliancy because he didn't even get to sacrifice his rook. Like his opponent didn't even see that sacrifice. So that was kind of a sad brilliancy. But this is a game review. And he did get one brilliancy, one great move. But yeah, every single move he has achieved. He played at a rating of 1200. So for a 700, that's not bad. 76% accuracy. That's a cool number. Chess.com needs to add an achievement for this, for getting every single move in a game, because that would be a cool achievement. Also, now's probably your only chance. Subscribe before we reach 1,000 subscribers, because we're uploading daily, so we're going to get there soon. So if you want to be here before then, press the subscribe button.